Hello, brethren. I'm here for another episode of Bible Q&A. Today's topic is, can we blame Demas for abandoning St. Paul? Well, what made him abandon St. Paul? 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 10 reads, "For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus unto Dalmatia." The present world, of course, was being rich and buying luxuries, like a lot of other people were doing. The problem was, Paul's job description didn't include any of that. Paul listed his employees' responsibilities in 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 23 to 25. Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths oft. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods, once was I stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck, a night and a day I have been in the deep. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 23 to 25. So, in order to obtain the present world, Demas had to leave Paul, because people who get stoned don't make very good workers or business people. Now, can we blame Demas for not wanting to go through all that? Perhaps not, but John asked Christians to put themselves under that kind of stress via voluntarily rejecting various parts of their own present world. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 to 17. Now, of course, in an era of democracy, most Christians aren't actually going through any of the things Paul was facing. It's illegal to punish people for spreading a religion in most countries, and there aren't many dangers on the way to preaching to other parts of the world. So why can't Christians have all this stuff and still serve God? Well, they can have a lot of it, but there's certain stuff they need to be careful about. I think we all know about the sexual stuff. Don't fornicate, according to Acts chapter 15 verse 20, raise kids, according to 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 14, don't cheat, according to Exodus chapter 20 verse 14, yada yada. If you don't like those rules, then you can't be a Christian. But you also have to be careful about money. If you are too focused on acquiring wealth, then you might not be able to stay the course, for several reasons. One is that you might not want to follow the sexual rules. Maybe you don't want to marry because your spouse might take half of your money, or you don't want to have kids because your standards will go down. That's part of what Paul meant by the love of money making people err from the faith in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. Achan and Gehazi more directly erred from the faith by taking money they shouldn't have and hiding it. If they didn't love money, they wouldn't have done that. And of course, it's hard to know when to stop climbing the career ladder because without contentment, you'll never be satisfied with the money you already have. As it was said in Proverbs, hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 20. There's always new stuff to buy, so there'll always be new money to make. And even if you've actually reached the top of your career, you might end up becoming proud, and then you won't want to bother with Jesus' job description in the first place. Israel as a nation had entered this kind of state in the past, and God exiled them to Assyria in response, according to Hosea chapter 13 verse 6. Because once you become proud, you'll eventually stop serving God, as the psalmist explained here. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Psalms chapter 10 verse 4. So, can we blame Demas for abandoning Paul? Well, let's focus on being better Christians instead. And let's learn from the advice Paul gave to another disciple, Timothy. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 15. It wins God's approval, according to 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. It allows you to figure out which doctrines are true, according to 1 John chapter 4 verse 1, and it gives you enough spiritual knowledge that you have extra to share with others, as Jesus advised in Matthew chapter 5 verse 16. Once you have enough of it, you won't abandon Paul, or the teachings he laid out to Demas and his other disciples. And that is where I'm going to stop with this Bible Q&A, where we discussed why Demas went to Thessalonica and how we can metaphorically stay with St. Paul. Like, subscribe, and comment if this video engaged you. Goodbye, everyone.